Here's a poem I wrote in 2006 in poetic prose, Orion's Orchard, and I just kind of re-edited it lately, and I'd like to read it for you. In the universe, the one that surrounds the world, perhaps the mind as well, someone once threw a ball into dark matter, dark energy. After that, someone had created gravity, I do believe, and threw it somewhere, and it exploded from man's way of thinking. It caused a big bang, somewhat, in that unseen form of matter, and pulls the universe, supposedly this way, and that way, and thus creating the great expansion that has gone on since who knows when. Again, man's speculation would say 14 billion years, give or take, which slowed everything down a bit, and its thrust, its push through everything in all directions, which is still keeping it airborne, carried by the shove that was set in motion. Hence, when it loses its momentum, it will crash, I do reason, and all that is left, again I do reason, will be the ball, its substance that is hanging onto it, in it. That is all that will be left, I repeat. Everything else just waves, and nothing as waves that were made by the one person who forced out as a result nothingness, and all that it created will come to some kind of a standstill. I replicate, it has to. For what will carry it when all the engines that run the universe weaken, and the nuclear force and the electromagnetism collapse, when the protons and the neutrons no longer come together in the nucleus of an atom, and no longer do the great galaxies spin fast enough and thus fly apart, save that someone, most of us, that is called God, does not create something else out of some kind of new nothingness. It's how it was, how it had to be. How else could it have been? All this nothingness come about to surround the world, with all its T's crossed and its I's dotted, with its universal gravitational balance. We normally don't think this way, at least we want our minds to become mad. I heard a voice in this dream I had within my mind. It said, I am immortal. I sit behind the suns, and I write epitaphs of all the living things. Then I open up its lips, an endless task, it seems at times. The zenith of life comes from nothingness, and I alone hear that dying wish to remain, to be, to some extent, to be like me forever, eyeless faces, pale and unmolded. That is what you all were once, but by my graces, so you all became something more than nothing. Orion's illumined by my side, showers me like a rainbow with his gases, breathless orchard. It is the magnificent mocker of the universe. Perhaps you would call it such. Hence, should I touch, only touch, at least I destroy my own makings, only touch its burning drums, put my finger into its aflame winds. Would I created it all out of nothingness, the horse's head would roar as if into a merciless, pitiless volcanic eruption, yet the moat around my untouched garments it would never reach, and with the beckon of my finger it would go silent. The universe is like a squeezing viper at times, a sacrificial rip in all its proportions, the magnitude that I've carved out of its thrust, as you call it, or have called it, from the push from end to end, or as you have now proclaimed its endless end. You see, and you don't see, that I created all this out of nothingness at different stages with different utterances, and when you study this more, you will understand it more, you will understand me more, why your existence is at all. It is not that I need you, that I molded you out of clay, pasted you together from that thrust, twist, wave, and roar, because that was all from nothingness. But it was from me to you I gave you life, and that is called love.